A lot has currently happened right now in Wuthering Waves. As I'm speaking right now, we just got the Xbox announcement that it's finally happening to appear now and finally an Xbox now. But anyways, that's not really what I'm going to talk about for this video because there's going to be a whole lot more. Little trailer, I should say, about the two characters that are coming out, Denia and Hiyuki. And for this video, I'm going to be, of course, also explaining, of course, the connections I have between the two, and also some other stuff that I missed in the past. And I apologize if I have not been able to upload as much as I used to. It's because I've been trying to look out for more content like this and just compiling it all into one giant video for you guys to watch. And I think it's time now that I collected enough information for me to finally make a big video for this one. So buckle up, enjoy for the ride. This is going to be a two-part thing. So part one, or the first half of this video, is going to be about the announcement of Hiyuki, Denia, and of course their, I guess, what could we expect from them, and also the Xbox announcement trailer, and also the nitty-gritty part, of course, the second half, which is the lore part of it, because for Denia, there's a whole lot more that we're not understanding yet. But likewise, let's get further on with this video. And before we start any further, be sure to like if you're going to get Hiyuki or Denia. Okay, this is going to be the first half of the video, so just more about Hiyuki and Denia. And of course, here I have each of their special things tabbed up, both their splash arts, their clean little short little clips, and some other extra information we should know about them too. But anyways, let's start off, of course, with is Hiyuki. When I first saw her at first, I'm like, she could be another like tribal member somewhere in Lahairoi. But now that I'm looking at it right now, because this is my live reaction right now about it right now at the moment, that she might be either someone from the Frostlands, probably a tribal member, because if you look here on her splash art, on her little text right here, here's the actual good part I'm talking about. Hiyuki, a member of the Special Response Force, is the embodiment of highest purity. The wishes entrusted to her in her brief encounters with others drive her on carving a path forward. Interesting. The text had mentioned she's a member of the Special Response Force. Probably is like a research team, part of like Lahairoi, because from the way how she looks, she probably doesn't venture underground that much. She probably just lives in the surface. The wishes entrusted to her in her brief encounters with others. So like, does she have like the ability to like give out wishes apparently? Because I don't think so, but it's really interesting. And you could even see too, like, let's focus more on detail now too. Like, she's a very different character from the ones that we've seen already in the past. I think the only one that I guess sets out, because Chisa's the only one that I guess embodies like, you know, the Japanese type style now. And finally we have Hiyuki, another member which also embodies, you know, she's wearing a yukata. Honestly, it fits so perfectly because we haven't had any characters like that in so long, ever since Chisa. And of course, this outfit here, I'm getting like Raiden Shogun vibes from this, I'm telling you right now. And can we please just talk about how pale her skin is? It is so pale, like she's nearly just ice white. She's like, yeah, I can tell she doesn't get that much sunlight. No, that wouldn't make sense. She's always at the surface, but you get the point. But anyways, you can even see in the background too, like there's people here. I'm guessing that these are people like she worked with, or it could be like a member of her tribe, something like that, because one of them has a bow. That's her right here. There's another person here. I think these are like family members, like sisters, siblings. And of course here, Hiyuki, 5-star. The collective pursues what is right. The collective pursues. I probably want to bet that she probably has some sort of connection with I guess the academy and stuff. I don't know, because the way she looks, she probably doesn't venture into Lahairoi, like underground. Not like, she probably spends most of her time on the surface, to be honest. But anyways too, like you can see like the detail too, like on the ground as well. Yeah, the snow and stuff, and how like blue and purpley and stuff. It's a very nice mix of color too. And also her weapon, oh my god, it is a katana. That is the most sleekest weapon I've seen in such a long time, because for the longest time we have seen crazy like futuristic, you know, like back in Renesita, like weird weapons. This one is like, you know, the most basic, the most simple, but yet it looks so clean. Very, very clean too. And I just love her hairstyle too. Very fits it too. And speaking of that, about more on her model right here. Now this is her model right here. For Hiyuki here, it looks like again that she's wearing a yukata, and like she even has like red eyes too. Quite interesting about that. I wish I can zoom in, but now with her outfit, I believe she could be like a shrine maiden, probably. You can even see here too, like the detail right there on the bottom, like right next to her feet right here. I wonder what this symbol means. It probably means like it's the organization that she belongs to. We'll see, whatever that means. That's enough about Hiyuki right now. Very good character and very Very amazing looking too. I love how she embodies like, you know, of what like, you know, Japan is and stuff. The katana, the yukata, and just the whole thing. It just screamed Japan right then and there. So it's finally good that they're finally doing this. But anyways, let's focus on now next to is now Denia is going to be very more interesting than Hiyuki. Now these two are equally as much interesting, but I think in my opinion Denia is the more interesting one. Of course, gonna start talking about, of course, is her weapon too. Her giant staff or a scepter. It looks like a scepter, and you can see in the center it's a bubble. Anyways, let's talk about, of course, her information here about the archive. So let's start off with this one first and we'll work it up here. Denia, a Department of the Void Matter student at Startridge Academy, has a gentle smile for one and all and is liable to make witticism. Though a professional slacker, she's a keen observer. The sight of smiling faces around her always warms her heart. Ah, I see. So she's sort of like an introvert, I should say. Again, because she observes. She doesn't, like, you know, compared to Sigrika, person who just likes to sit in the back and just observe. Like, again, she's a keen observer, and the sight of seeing everyone smile all around her always makes her warm all the time. Now let's talk about here too, the interesting part right here. Do not watch, do not listen, do not commit to memory. Some things are best left unknown. Denia. That is very, very vague, I have to say. Let's focus more now on the detail here on the splash art. We're gonna see. So it looks like it's some kind of like play, and you can see like there's like, I just realized that's a cake and that's stairs. Yeah, that's a cake. Like how it sort of like embodies almost like, I guess, like the jester. Like you guys know what a cookie run is. Like there's like the tower, like the curtains and stuff. Like she's probably like a play. I probably would assume she would be part of like maybe Lucila's like, I guess, play department, because you know how everything is placed out. And of course here, now this is the key part right here. Like we've only seen this, there's only two things that I can only picture. This is either ALEPH 1 or that device that Aemeath found during her travel through void space. Leads more interesting facts about that. And you could even see here too, like, I guess you can say a dark side of her, because look, she doesn't have the gloves anymore, but here too she has the red gloves. I don't know, but I'm probably guessing she probably has like a dark side or corrupted side, similar to how like Frolova. And you can see like the bubbles are everywhere too. And of course the scepter, the cake, the checkered floor, play, like jester, like, you know, vibes from this, the tower, the stars and stuff. And now, of course, stems way back. Story in general, when we were basically just fighting for our lives in that little scenario, Denia was actually looking after us.
Really? Her life would have been a lot easier if she had just run away. Hey! They promised not to use that! Oh. Never mind. They should be fine.
Now this of course leads into, of course, my belief that she could be a Fraxidus member, because as you mentioned before in the last time, or when we met with the Grand Architect unexpectedly,
at the upcoming new solar celebration, among all the lovely students, stands a member of the Fraxidus.
a member.
I'm so looking forward to that child's performance.
I believe Denia is probably that person. She was there when we were fighting for our lives in the little scenario game, the riddles. So you guys can't tell me otherwise that she has to be part of the Fraxidus, or a person who left the Fraxidus, you know, is now an ex-member, sort of like a former Fraxidus member. Like she left that life, something like that. But again, she has way too much connections with other stuff on the side, which we will get to later on down the video. But anyways, this is just enough about her splash art, and let's of course focus more on her little model right here. You can see pretty simple and all. I absolutely love the hairstyle she has. It's very unique and very different compared to the other characters we've seen in the past. And of course too, I don't know, because every time, because I don't know, Wuthering Waves, when you see red, it usually means it's a Fraxidus. It's like your brain always saying that all the time. So I could be wrong, but again, that's all what we know. Okay, and you can even see like too, like there's like chains around her, like a collar as well. Like you can see like there's like bubbles and stuff, or like along her chest and stuff. Or like, what is that up there? Looks like a keychain or a necklace. That's enough about Hiyuki and Denia's splash art. Let's get on to their videos. Now we're gonna of course start off with Hiyuki first, because we always start with Hiyuki first. Let's watch the video. Close cement star intertwined Hiyuki with her Suzu, not just Suzu. Hiyuki can perceive and utilize future possibilities of herself. As crystals take form and snowflakes fall, Hiyuki raises her sword and strikes out with lightning speed. So she basically can pursue again and even utilize future possibilities. So what, she can see like the future or something like that? Is that probably what it means? Future possibilities of herself. Like she can see like futures of her like self in like different like timelines, like choices she makes. It's very interesting. So anyways, let's watch the video. I love the art. There she is, Hiyuki. Beautiful. That is amazing. I just love again her katana. It's not crazy. It's not flaming or stuff like that. It's just a simple katana with just like, you know, a little bit of ice on it. It's so simple and sleek. It always shows you just like simple is always sometimes the best way to go, you know. And again, she screams Japan. Japanese culture right here, I'm telling you right now. I love Japanese culture. This screams it all. Okay, the yukata, the katana, just their style, just anything all about her, you know? Anyways, that is about Hiyuki. Now let's move on to the next one. Now this is for Denia. Okay, Denia waves the ornate device in her hand and bubbles burst out. The bubbles can protect one against the void matter to some extent. They look fragile and ready to pop at the slightest touch, but are capable of trapping enemies inside and sending them into a land of illusions. To a land of illusions, they say. Now this key part right here. The bubbles can protect one against void matter to some extent. I don't know, but my lore brain is starting to, you know, crank a little bit, saying like, maybe she could be, you know, be a very crucial member, a very crucial person we're gonna meet that could possibly give us more information on how we can get even into void space without, you know, being vaporized, not being vaporized, being stripped away of our frequency. Because again, it says right here, the bubbles can protect one against the void matter to some extent. So including here, it says right here, looks fragile and ready to pop at any slight touch, but are capable of trapping enemies inside and sending them into a land of illusions. Probably just means like maybe hallucinations. Maybe there's like a side effect to it, because trapping enemies inside and sending them into a land of illusions. Anyways, let's focus more now on her splash art, or her little splash art video. I absolutely love the art. Oh, that's nice. I love that splash art. It's so cool. But yeah, that's pretty much for Denia right now too. So if I'm gonna be honest with you, I think I'm more interested in Denia than Hiyuki, if I'm gonna be honest, because again, she might hold the keys, the answer, maybe some clues that we could use to finally, you know, find a way to save Aemeath, because you guys can't tell me otherwise that there is many other things we can do. And of course, I've already showed you guys too, the clips too during the end of that. And I think that's it so far for what we know so far about them.
The savior rises.
We're watching now the clip now.
My scalpel.
Comparison.
Straight to the stars.
Sigrika. Denia.
Really?
Go
And
after it.
Hiyuki.
I'll handle the rest.
Whoa. For the Xbox announcement trailer, and also fun fact too, it's coming out during July, so it's gonna be still quite a long time, but it's a good thing that finally Xbox is getting the same treatment now, and they're finally getting the chance to play Wuthering Waves now in Xbox. So but let me just cut the audio now. Let's further now more focus now onto Denia, not particularly for this one, because there's a lot of things that I guess we overlooked, or I've overlooked personally. You can see right here, let me now, perfect clip right there. You can see how there's like a dark version of her, and you can see behind her the only thing with that shape, and that is ALEPH 1. So you can't tell me otherwise that she has some sort of deep connection with ALEPH 1, and especially with the arms too. Like this dark version of her is like pulling her in, something like that. Like this is like, I guess, the dark version. It has to be either the dark version of her, or I hate to say it, she could be the Sentinel Resonator for ALEPH 1, but that's not even possible though, because from what I'm seeing so far about this, every Sentinel Resonator usually resonates with the Sentinel, usually all the time. But this one's different. Denia's different because she actually is a Sentinel Resonator for the THRENODIAN. That's new. That is completely new, because let's take example, Cardiff Thea and Jinchi. They both resonate with the Sentinel, but Denia resonates with the THRENODIAN. That's the first ever character that ever resonated with the THRENODIAN. So that's very, very different. And I'm not seeing her tacit mark either. So unless if I'm overlooking it. Yeah, you can see like right there. Dark version of her right there, and you see like the arms and stuff and like the black hole. Very like galactic space like, you know, the space arms, you know, and there's like another, again, arms too all over her legs and thighs, man. You can even see there's like this tacit mark on her chest too. That's really different. Yeah, so because I'm getting, again, there is two different versions of herself, or probably just a dark side of her, similar to how March 7th has Evernight. I don't know, maybe that. The THRENODIAN right there. Or not the THRENODIAN, ALEPH 1. Because for Denia's perspective, or her instance, it's very different. The THRENODIAN is usually a native thing. Like, what I mean by native thing is that they were born in Solaris, you know? That's what I mean by native. Like, for ALEPH 1, it's different because it's foreign. So the possibilities of this is different, too. You can even see, like, the hands on her, too. They're like galaxies, too. And I'm telling you, like, some sort of, like, galactic, like, power. Denia has a connection with ALEPH 1, or probably has a, I don't know, a back door. But again, my lower brain is starting to crank out the numbers now, or crank out the theories now, because if this is true, and if Denia is the key for the THRENODIAN, then she could be the answer that we're looking for, or she could be a huge part in saving Aemeath. Because again, that we were never really able to find a way to get to the THRENODIAN or ALEPH 1 without getting ourselves killed. But now we have Denia here, who basically has a connection somehow to ALEPH 1, because I'm telling you right now, her roots run far more deeper. Wait. Oh, you could even see here too. Okay, this is for Hiyuki now. I apologize, but you could even see like the crystals too, how like, or the glass, it reflected. Is that like her when she was little? You could even see one right there too as well. I apologize for the background right there. You can see it right there. And you can see her tacit mark. So she's a normal resonator. So it's only a 5-star. It's only a 5-star tacit mark. Now for ALEPH, for Denia, I don't see her tacit mark. She could be more useful than we think she is. Again, she could be the key. She is the key to finally finding a way to get to ALEPH 1. You know, because as she mentioned already before, it says the bubbles that she produces can protect one against the void matter to some extent. That could be a clue that we need. And finally, I just love how Kuro is always finding ways to somehow implement Aemeath, because every time that when you're bringing up ALEPH 1 or someone that is related to ALEPH 1, next thing we think of is Aemeath, because she's trapped in there. I'm having a theory is that maybe Denia or Hiyuki, or maybe both of them will give us some more information that we can think of. And I just believe that maybe Denia can use her connection with ALEPH 1 to find us a way to get past void matter, to get to ALEPH 1. She is the connection to ALEPH 1 to this world, to Solaris. And again, she used to be a former Fraxidus member too. Basically, when we were, again, just trying to fight our way in that scenario, in that little riddle game, she basically was watching over us, like, as if she was like a Fraxidus member. Yeah, she probably is a former Fraxidus member, and she left for a reason. And probably the power that they given her, like, she kept it. And that's why it's so unique. Look at this. Like, this is something like that only Frolova would do, or Frolova would have. Look at the hands. You cannot tell me that this is like some sort of Fraxidus thing you would see. I have a feeling is that Denia probably is trying to, like, you know, stay into hiding, because the Fraxidus are actually trying to get her back into the Fraxidus. They're trying to put her back into it. That's why she's like not trying to, like, you know, get her name out there, because she's trying to stay in the shadows. You know, like there is a whole lot more that we're not understanding yet. Again, more lore. This is very important stuff. But yeah, again, Hiyuki right there. Wait, did she turn blue? Hold on a minute. Yeah, it did. Look at that. Look at that. You can see like her katana as well. It's blue, or yeah, or purple. Yeah, it's blue. Like, I have to say, These characters play a pivotal role in the story, especially Denia, because Denia is the only one that we know so far, as of right now, that has the connection to ALEPH 1. She could be working cahoots with the THRENODIAN. She would be the very first resonator to have resonated with the THRENODIAN itself, because for Cardithia and Jinchi, they've only resonated with the Sentinel, but there's no Sentinel for Lahairoi. Anyways guys, hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I'll see you guys in the next one.